Welcome back, everyone. It's Ready or Not.
Football edition. I'm Nate the Great.
I'm Chris Stacks, and we are here for Week 13 reaction.
Whoo! Wait, no, we're
week 12.
Week 12.
Week 12.
Well, don't
We're
get
just
ahead of
talking
us
about
now.
Week 13. We're just talking
hold
about
on,
Week
calm
13.
down.
Week 12 reaction, and there's 3 weeks left of fantasy football before the playoffs.
Yeah,
3.
which
Oh,
means
wait,
I
that's
really,
1-12.
I'm still coming for the playoffs. I just need these next 3 weeks to go exactly.
Oh,
I gotta do the math. I'll do it later.
It's a big one right here. Checking out the games from the week, there was a couple that definitely stood out to me. You know, you've been talking about the Dolphins being number 1 in your league or your division.
AFC East, number 1.
Buffalo only beat Detroit by 3 points.
I know. I thought Lions were gonna take that one.
Yeah, me too. And I mean,
The
Detroit
Lions
have played much better.
I was just gonna say they've been a different team the last few weeks, and it's showing more and more every time.
But still, 3 points, that was not what I expected.
Nope. Which even if you remember before that game, the announcer was saying is like these Detroit Lions could beat the Bills.
Yeah.
And they almost did.
Yeah, very different. Very.
I know they
different.
have your favorite quarterback on there.
Don't get me started. They didn't win because he threw 500 yards. They won because Jamal Williams was phenomenal. Phenomenal.
No, Jamal Williams didn't do much.
Who did?
I have no idea, to be honest.
I'm gonna
Williams,
double check that.
Williams and Swift only got me about, one got me like 9, the other one got me 11.
I'm gonna double check that. We're gonna have to call in the fact checkers here. I feel like that's false news. Tampa Bay at Cleveland. Cleveland inching out over Tampa at the end, winning by 6.
Oh, yeah.
That's a huge deal.
240 yards, 2 TD passes. Yeah, no, not even. Sorry, I was. My apologies. I was off. They didn't even break 10 each. You had Monroe St. Brown that put up one of the touchdowns. Shark got the other one, but he got 9 out of 10 receptions, 122.
Those are good.
So,
numbers.
but which means that's Goff. Goff put up 240, 240 yards, 23 for 37 completions. Not amazing.
Not
but-
amazing. 66%.
Yeah, not amazing, but
not great.
he did his job. I mean, he only did 17.6, but he got it into the hands of the right people.
Yeah, I mean that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
He's more of a game manager.
But let's go back. I just want
Jacksonville-
fact checked. Done.
Jacksonville beating Baltimore.
That was
which
a
obviously-
crazy
yeah.
end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous ending to a game. But Baltimore still lost. They screwed Lamar Jackson by getting rid of Hollywood and not picking up a true number 1.
Which that one, I mean, I was watching that game and Lamar Jackson wasn't doing anything most of the game until the end of that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So the only reason I got the points from him because he had nothing. I was like, oh my, thank you. But still, unfortunately, he couldn't pull it out for the win.
New Orleans sucks. They're just bad. And actually, I just heard that Sean Payton is actually in talks with a couple teams to come back.
Really, is
Not New Orleans.
Not,
San Francisco, Arizona, and I think somebody else. If he goes to San Francisco, he's going to be a GM, not a coach.
who's there's a team who's Colts? Did you say Colts?
No, not that I heard. I only heard 2 teams.
Because
So
Colts is right now has an interim head coach, right?
Yeah.
They have Saturday.
Yeah,
So I wonder if they would go that route. We'll see.
yeah, be interesting. And obviously, Seattle losing to Las Vegas, 40-34. That was surprising to me.
Mm-hmm.
And Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs are really good.
Well, Adams didn't do much this game.
He had some sick catches though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
have
it's
a
not
few
that he was
catches.
the dominant guy, but when when
'Cause
Derek
he's
Carr
right
throws
now,
a terrible
man.
pass and he one hands it in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, he's not on here.
No, he wasn't bad. He just wasn't good.
Yeah.
But how did we do on picks this week?
Picks. So you got a whopping 6 picks, correct? It's quite a few games that we both got wrong.
Yep.
I have 4.
Devontae was 10.9.
Yeah, that's not great.
Oh wait a minute, wait. Did you say 6-4? Because you did that really slowly and really quietly.
I didn't know you were
Don't
going to
get
talk in the
distracted.
middle
Don't get
of
distracted.
Yeah, how did I
Don't
get
get
distracted? I didn't put the iPad in front of your face. You take the wrinkly one.
I'm taking the old and wrinkly one. Damn.
Hey, don't be knocking this down.
Thank you, buddy. He's got it.
I don't even know if they can see in the camera.
All right. So I won. That's what he's saying. And
Barely.
then we'll talk about who we're playing against this week on Thursday, tomorrow actually. But today, let's go over. You want to go over some injuries
Actually,
quick?
I was 5. I just realized that. But either way, yeah, you do one. But I knew you were only off by one because it was the last game that you had a different pick than me.
Yes.
Sorry, what was that?
Injuries?
Injuries. I didn't write down injuries.
Oh, so Rodgers, with that oblique, could be out 2 weeks, and their backup looked good. Short sample, but he looked good.
Love,
yeah.
He looked good. I still think if Rodgers was not hurt, I think Green Bay could have taken that game because he was responding every time.
Yeah.
Love didn't get the chance. I know he drove right away for the touchdown, but he still didn't get that chance to really get acclimated.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Damian Harris out multiple weeks potentially. They said, which obviously helps your brother again with Ramondre Stevenson. Damn, I messed up not getting that one. Michael Carter, he's questionable for week 13. They said he could have potentially come back, but he's still questionable. Travis Etienne is day to day. I hate that one because that day to day
sprained foot.
Yep.
That one is right.
Elijah Mitchell and CMC both for San Francisco. Elijah Mitchell with an MCL sprain.
He's put on IR, so he's going at least.
He did go on IR?
He's at least 4 weeks, but they're saying probably 6.
Okay.
So he won't be back before the postseason.
That's huge for Steiger.
Yeah.
And then CMC is dealing with tendonitis.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Which is exactly what who was the Rams killer running back that went from like greatest of all time to nowhere? He came in and lit the world on fire, but in like 2 years he was done.
How long ago was this?
4 years. Under Sean McVay.
I don't remember.
Oh, I know who it is. Todd Gurley.
Oh!
Which he dealt with tendonitis.
That's right. I forgot about Gurley.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gurley was good.
Gurley was amazing.
Yeah.
For 2 years, if you had him, you won.
Yeah.
It was like cheat code. But that could be a big deal if it gets worse. Obviously, Steiger, you want to watch that because that's another one of your guys. And then into the weakest and the legends. But you want to hit weakest first? You want to hit legends first?
Let's say weakest first. Shorter list. So you want to go QBs first?
Yeah, let's go QBs first.
Okay, so going from worst to quote unquote best of the worst. So you got Russell Wilson, 7.5 points.
That's a lot of money for 7.5 points.
Yeah.
$100 million for 7.5.
Yeah, he is not living up,
and they're stuck with him.
Yeah,
which I just heard today because it's funny. I didn't know this, but I gave him the projection of he could be MVP of the year.
Oh, I remember.
He was in the top 6 for the NFL broadcasters for MVP of the year. I just found this out today.
So you're saying there's a lot of people that are wrong.
Yeah.
Then you got Matt Ryan with 9.2.
Yep.
Which I had Matt Ryan, and I think I mentioned to you. So I just needed 0.75 points.
Yeah.
I was like, just throw the ball one time,
Okay.
and he starts off with -1 points. I'm like, you kidding me right now?
That'd have been hilarious.
So no, would not have been hilarious. He ended up with 9.2, which I just needed a few. So I'm happy with that. Whatever. He's already gone. You have Andy Dalton with 10.3, which you talked about the Saints earlier.
Yep.
They're not pulling their weight, but also you said Taysom Hill did some snaps as well.
Yep.
Then you got Bryce Perkins, who was the second string for Rams.
For the Rams, yep.
He put 10.4. Then you got Trevor Siemian at 11.
So I did a couple. Well, you did them as well. I was gonna say I did a few honorable mentions with Rodgers at 11.5,
Yep.
Pickett at 12.2,
You did the same ones, or
Heineke at 12.4, and Tannehill at 12.5. Because going into the playoffs, we're obviously all jockeying for who am I going to start, who can I have that, and when you got like 9 players that are quarterbacks that are terrible at a 32,
that are known quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like they've been in the league for a while. For the most part, Perkins, I'm not going to say is a known one. He's a backup, but still.
So it makes it rough going into the playoffs.
So then, you want to go next weakest, or you want to switch to the strong ones?
Either one.
Okay. Well, let's keep on the weakest train. We got running backs next. We have Kareem Hunt with 2.6.
I don't even know why they kept him. The Browns are like an enigma to me because they had a chance to get at least some kind of picks. And instead, they're going to lose Kareem because he's going to leave.
Yeah, and Kareem is a good running back, but they're not using him. I mean, until that issue he had a few years ago, like he was amazing.
Yeah.
And then they're just not using him to his full potential. So
if he goes somewhere good, he's going to be great next year.
So yeah, I mean, let's see. We got Damian Pierce, 3.1.
That boy is killing me.
Yeah. So, which yeah, I know you've been talking the last couple of weeks, but he's just not doing it. He's not putting up the numbers. You got Cam Akers, 3.7.
The Rams are terrible.
Yeah, Rams are terrible. And Elijah Mitchell, we know he went out with that with the tear, but he got 5.3 before then.
Yeah.
We're still wishing him a speedy recovery,
Oh,
but
yeah.
we won't be seeing him this
Anytime
year.
soon. Yeah.
Rest of the year. Algier, he did half his projection at 5.4. So for running backs, not a great showing for a lot of the.
I did throw
I didn't have any honor.
I did throw a couple honorables on there.
Dishonorables.
Dishonorable mentions, yeah. Antonio Gibson, 6.9. CMC, 6.9. Tony Pollard, who I actually said last week would be good, 7.1. And Dalvin Cook, 7.6.
True.
Now, Tony, they didn't need him. They used Zeke. They used Zeke and CD, and they didn't need him, and they used their tight ends a lot. And then Dalvin, I just...
Zeke wasn't even
that's how that
top
happened.
Zeke, I think, got around 16,
Yeah.
17 points.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was the last one you said?
Dalvin
Oh,
Cook.
down, yeah, no, which that hurt me.
Yeah.
I was worried because with that game, because it could have turned out worse.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Or not worse, could have turned out poorly.
Poorly.
But I still won.
And then we got wide receivers.
Wide receivers, we got Curtis Samuel, 1.3,
I don't even know why they got him here.
which I had him on my bench. I have him. He is one of my players, but I don't know if I dropped him yet. We'll see. Tyler Boyd already dropped. He's disappointed me too many times.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you have Jamar Chase out. You only have T. Higgins was the one they went to, but Boyd.
Well, they used Hayden Hurst.
It's
They
true.
used the tight end for a change.
So, which yeah, I think Hurst is
And Hayden Hurst had a sick catch.
But yeah, so Boyd gone. Donovan Peoples-Jones, 2.6. Boyd also 2.6. I don't know if I said that. But then Peoples-Jones, I mean, we'll see what happens with him. I did pick him up last week. It's on my bench.
He's good,
But
man.
he's good,
just
but
not consistent.
But we'll see what happens with Watson back
Oh,
next
true.
week.
We got Deshaun Watson coming in.
So
Not back.
that's why I have him.
Newly arrived.
You're right. Yes, you're right. Well, back to the NFL.
True.
Lazard did not have a great game, 3.4. And then you have Mike Evans, 4.1.
Mike Evans can't catch a cold right now.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Evans right now. And if he played more, maybe they could have won.
Yeah, if you play better, yeah.
Play better, yeah.
And then you had some dishonorable mentions in there as well. Juju Smith-Schuster, 5.3. Debo Samuel, Jesus, you got me Samuel. Debo Samuel,
I said Samuel.
5.8.
For Curtis.
And Gabe Davis at 5.8.
Yeah, well, Gabe Davis is mine as well. Yeah.
Also some dishonorable mentions to throw in there.
Mm-hmm. Then for tight ends, I'm just going to go through these real quick. We got Dolchik, 2.1. Taysom Hill, your boy over here, 2.5.
He's already on the waiver wire.
Dawson Knox, 2.7.
Which is
That one
funny because that's
surprised
who I was going to pick up instead of Taysom Hill.
You picked him up and you dropped him, and you would have gotten an extra point, 2 points.
Yeah.
Kittle 4.1. That one is a surprise. Kittle's been doing very well, but
And they won.
yeah. But they didn't not using him. And then Cole Kmet 3.2.
Yeah.
So do you have any dishonorables for that one?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good with that. They're just sucking.
I mean, we all know tight ends have been
We can get rid of tight ends.
tenuous this year.
Some people want to get rid of kickers. I want to get rid of tight ends.
But strongest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's go back to QBs for strongest. So Josh Allen,
But you
great
start
game.
At the top. Start at the top.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's start at the top. Mainly because the fifth one I want to.
Oh, you want to talk about? Yeah.
So Josh Allen, number 1, 29.9. Great game. Almost lost, but that made him play more,
Yep.
which is get on the extra points. So that was against the Lions. So you got Jalen Hurts, 29.8. Well, like I mentioned before, I think, that was your boy. I thought Green Bay was going to win that game, but I knew it was going to be high scoring. Wasn't quite as high scoring as I hoped,
Likewise.
but with Rodgers getting hurt with the obliques,
Yep.
I know that was a situation. Justin Herbert back up, 28.8 points.
Going into the playoffs, I was so close to pretty much giving Prue whatever he wanted to get Herbert because I think he's going to go on a stretch right now. And like I said, I couldn't figure out the combination to send him, but that's somebody I was targeting.
Well, I remember a couple weeks ago he tried to give me Herbert for Jackson straight up because Jackson was on a bye,
Yep.
and I'm like, I can't do that. And Herbert had a terrible game that week.
Yep.
And that's when I picked up Mariota, who did fine. He did more than Herbert did.
Yep.
Then you got Kyler Murray, who put up 26.2 points, which I was...
Two good wide receivers.
Yeah, no, he did well. He's back. I was hoping he would go out, not injured. I was like, stop playing him because I was against him this week, and I was like, I can't have him score more because at the time I was below. Now, number 5, Mike White.
Who?
Who is right? 24.8 points. Was he backup or third string?
Technically third string originally.
So originally third string for the Jets.
Yeah.
Scored 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
When their primary QB, which you mentioned, Zach Wilson, has 4 QBs on the year.
4 touchdowns on the year.
Sorry, I'm thinking of your team, 4 QBs. 4 touchdowns on the year, and Mike White does 3 of those in one game.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a wonder who's going to be starting going forward. And that was
the Jets.
I know, but they're against the Bears. I know the Bears had a backup QB as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, they still have a decent.
Their defense is good enough. I was surprised, and obviously, I'll give him an honorable mention. Trevor Lawrence, 22.9.
I'm giving him an honorable mention just for that 2-point conversion to win the game at the end, because that was a gutsy move. And I'm going to dishonorable mention for the Ravens because they were going to go for a kick.
Yeah, true.
They had it set up for a kick. They called a timeout. Jags are like, screw it, we're going for the 2-point conversion, and they take the win.
Yep. That's why I hate icing the kicker.
Yeah, but I also do want to mention they got back to around 50-yard line, and they had Justin Tucker attempt a 67-yard field goal, and he was short by like a yard.
Yeah, that dude's
so
ridiculous.
It would have been a whole different story if that happened. That would have been amazing. It was still an amazing end of the game, but I feel like they should have played that better.
Yeah.
Then we got...
Well, this one I'm definitely starting with an honorable mention because James Conner was left for dead at the beginning of the season.
I have him,
and he's starting to play ball again.
Oh yeah, no, Conner was doing well, and then he had the same score anyway.
Oh yeah, true.
So he was tied for 5th. Conner, I'm so proof for getting him before me. I tried getting him on that waiver wire, and he did work. And then you got Eckler, who put the same. They both put up 19.5.
Brian Robinson with 20.5, and he looked good. He looked tough.
He did, and on no one's team right now.
Well, he's the one that got shot in the leg when they got carjacked at the beginning of the season.
Oh, that's right.
I think he got shot in the glute. Actually, funny enough. But.
Well, I mean, looks like he recovered.
Yeah, no, he looks great. The problem is he's on the Washington whatchamacallit, and
football team.
Yeah, the Washington football team. But Nick Chubb, because you had to show me. I didn't see that play. I got up to get water or whatever, and you had me watch the replay of Nick Chubb just moving the pile.
Yeah, he's like I'm getting
scoring.
in.
I'm scoring.
This game is over now.
Yeah, that was some impressive stuff.
And then you got Miles Sanders, who couldn't be stopped most of the game.
No.
We were watching because I wasn't against Sanders, but who did I have in that game?
Well, I had Hurts in the game, and you were.
Oh, I just needed Aaron Jones back on the field.
Yeah.
So I needed Sanders to stop moving so I can switch to the other offense. But
I need Sanders to stop moving so Jalen Hurts can throw the ball or run it himself.
Yes, that's right. Also, and plus, Prue, you were against Sanders as well.
Yeah.
So, but Sanders with 30.5 points, awesome. And then number 1, Josh Jacobs.
But now he might not be playing this week.
I saw that. Yeah,
I put him down.
I did have that written down. But 47.3 points. So before overtime, he was still projected to lose against Champ by a little bit. Close game, but he did an 86-yard TD run in overtime. That's 14.6 points in one play.
Yeah.
Insane.
That's awesome. Awesome.
But tore something on the way.
Well, he already had a strained calf.
And
they wanted to keep him out, and he said, no, let me finish the game. He went back in and ran that play with a strained calf.
Yeah. Ugh. That's some dedication for you. So
yeah, there's a lot of respect right there. This one's very interesting. Obviously, I'm going to throw, because you got people scoring 20 points. I want them to be up there as far as recognition. Christian Watson, when honorable mention, had 20 points in 7th this week.
Mm-hmm.
T. Higgins with 21.9 in sixth. Like both
Should have been
both
Boyd.
showed up. But fifth, not on anybody's team, but it's so funny because I looked at him before the week. And I was like, they're going against Baltimore. You know, it could be a hit or miss. Zay Jones with 23.
Mm-hmm.
And he had, 11 targets, I believe he had this week, which is ridiculous. 14 targets and 11 receptions. That's impressive, and 23 points.
Mm-hmm. For the win over Baltimore.
Right. Garrett Wilson, he's a boss. If they can get him a quarterback consistently that's good, that guy is going to be great.
I mean,
He's a rookie.
Well, I mean, clearly him and Mike White are connecting.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can keep that going the rest of the year.
23.9 points.
Godwin, we got 24 points.
Which I'm going to probably screenshot my tweet and put it on there because I think it was Gary Vee said, what would you guarantee for this weekend? And I responded, Chris Godwin touchdown.
But put up 24 points, double his projection. Just
Yeah.
by, he was like 12.4, I think, projected. Then you got Monroe St. Brown.
I don't like how many of these people in the top here that are way overdoing their projection are all on Prue's team.
Yeah. Not this week, at least.
I'm like watching, like, hold on, this is why I lost.
Yep, we got St. Brown put up 24.4 points for Detroit. As we mentioned earlier, that's the reason they won. And that's the reason my brother was worried after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because he started off low.
Yep.
Obviously, he picked it up. But that was a worry for him.
Justin Jefferson for Christina with 25.8. When Kirk Cousins remembers how to throw the ball right, that guy is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
He is amazing.
Oh, absolutely. Then you got tight ends.
There's actually a few that we can mention this week compared to normal. Obviously, if you're playing tight ends, if you get 10, you're pretty happy.
Yeah.
And this week we had 10th was 9.9. So we had 9 people over 10 points in the tight ends position. And the problem is 5 of those people were not on teams.
Yep. You never know who to pick up.
I know, it's crazy. Dalton Schultz, great job, Steiger, because that's somebody that I wanted. And I think if I could have gotten Schultz, I would have kept him over Taysom. The rest of them, I thought it was too close. That's why I went with Taysom. Oliver, I don't even know who that is.
I have no idea either.
Henry, obviously, he was amazing before, but he fell off when he left the Chargers. And then Travis Kelce, nothing new. Will with 13.7.
Yep.
Jay Woods, no idea who that is. 12.8 on the Colts. And T.J. Hawkinson on an honorable mention at 12.8. And again for Prue. They spent the farm on him, so not surprised.
I want to do an honorable mention as well for Njoku.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's on my team, but you saw that touchdown catch.
That catch.
Insane.
He was a 99 percentile athlete. Like, another level.
Yeah. So, I mean, for those that you saw, he leapt in the air, one hand grab, pulled it down for the touchdown.
Yeah.
So,
not a normal
awesome
tight end catch.
Yeah. And then Moore, I also had it on my bench. So, I mean, I had between those two. I picked the right one, but it would have been 0.6 difference.
Yeah. Hey. Kickers. Nobody had Nick Folk for New England, which Justine, I believe, had him last week, if I remember right.
Let me check that right now. No, Tebow.
Sorry, I knew. Oh, wait a minute.
Justine before.
Justine had him before, and then
Justine
Tebow.
dropped him, then Tebow. So just going around the family.
Leading the week was 15. Harrison Butker with 14. Justin Tucker with 14.
With Justin Tucker almost at 20.
Yeah.
If he made that kick.
Made that kick. And then down here, Graham Gano for Nat with 11. And then everybody else's kicker sucked.
Which I needed. He got me -2 last week.
Yeah.
And I was going to take him out, and I forgot. And I'm like, well, you better do work now that you're in. And he looks like he has a pretty easy games, good kicking games.
Good kicking games, yeah.
So defenses.
Very
number one.
Very interesting again, though.
Number one, nobody had Miami Dolphins.
Which is surprising to me. I thought somebody would have picked them up, to be honest with you.
I honestly forgot. I didn't think about picking them up for defense. I picked up Niners, which ended up being the second highest, so still not a bad pick.
6 out of 10 of the defenses, though, not on anybody's team.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, Dolphins number one against Houston. Yeah, who was not going to pick that up? Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
And then you got Niners.
Also, it's 5 because I dropped the Jets afterwards.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, this has been coming up when I was running mine too.
Yeah.
So you got Panthers with 12 points against Denver. I mean,
Denver's bad.
Denver's bad, but you wouldn't think Panthers
No,
defense is going to
no.
do that. So you got Steelers defense against the Colts. Colts have been playing better, so I wouldn't have thought that the Steelers were going to do that, but Colts did not play well.
No.
Then you got Chiefs. I mean, obviously, my brother has the Chiefs.
That's what I said last week for your brother. I said that was a good pickup.
Yeah. So
I thought they would have scored more, to be honest.
I mean, the Rams. They were having trouble with the Rams first half.
Yeah.
But that seems to be a thing with the Chiefs.
Yep. Their first half's terrible.
Yeah, they like to
Always.
wait till the second half, so you can never really determine
that way.
the points.
Mahomes looks like more of an all-star because he saved the game. The Jets, which I picked up, only 9 for me against Chicago. with a
Better than
backup.
your other two defenses that you had in.
Yeah. The Vikings. Well, that's why I did pick them up. Now I wish I picked up the Dolphins, but Vikings with 9, the Buffalo Bills with 9. It was a very interesting week as far as the teams that scored high and the teams that didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Not what I would expect. On to the weekly report. Ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
I'm not.
So let's back up. You know how on a weekly report shows top 3. Do you know who's not on the top 3 this week?
Will Rodriguez.
Will Rodriguez by 0.3 missed the top 3.
Ooh, that's the first time in a long time.
I know. I don't think I've ever not seen him on the top.
Very true. I like it. Sorry. But best team of the week.
The team you were against.
Upsetting me.
You go ahead and say that one.
King's Jesters, Prue, with 162.36, which funny enough, Prue and I had a conversation about something else last week, and he was like, oh, by the way, I'm going to beat you.
And he was not wrong.
I see that. Belichick yourself sitting in the toilet bowl this week, though, with 113.48. I was nervous.
That's that Rodriguez defense
I was
for you.
shaking a little bit, but thank you, because I didn't want to be in that position.
Oh, yeah, you were very close to being in
I
that
was.
position. Then you got Players of the Week, QB, which you mentioned, Josh Allen. Great game against the Lions. I mean, great game in general.
Yeah.
Great game he played, great game for us to watch. Got running back Josh Jacobs, I mentioned. Josh Jacobs, phenomenal game. Doing what Josh Jacobs is supposed to be doing.
Yep.
They could not stop Josh
And he was the
Jacobs.
guy left for dead at the beginning of the year, too.
Yeah.
Everybody was worried about him, including myself.
Yeah. Then wide receiver Justin Jefferson. I mean, he's not a stranger to the player of the week. So Justin Jefferson, 25.84 points.
Travis Kelce with 13.7, nothing new. Justin Tucker with 14, could have been 20. Could have been 20. And then the defense, Niners for Nat Rod over here with 17. Now I just noticed something. Somehow this has bypassed my eyes before. Steiger left Schultz on the bench.
Oh, I did not notice that. Did I notice that? Hold on, I gotta see my notes.
I did not notice that.
No, I didn't write that down. Huh?
I did not notice that. Who did he play? He played Mark Andrews for 8. I'm not gonna lie, this week, because I haven't liked how the Baltimore Ravens have looked, I would have played Schultz.
I'm not gonna fully knock him on that though.
I'm a 50% knock him on that.
All right. It's on him, Steiger.
Geno Smith on my bench with 19.32. Did he outscore either one of my quarterbacks?
Yeah, Tua
Oh.
outscored Tua by 3.
Oh, okay.
So,
Which I said at the beginning of the week.
yeah,
I was afraid of Tua.
But Sanders, 30.5 on Prue's bench.
Appreciate you leaving him on the bench.
I mean,
It did help, but Garrett Wilson for Christina, 23.9. You benched your own team? Girl? Did she lose?
yeah, she lost to Steiger.
That's what you get. That's what you get. You benched your own guys. How do you do that?
Would she have won? Hold on, we gotta check this.
Hold on, fact check. Nope, right here.
No, yeah. Because she only lost by 8 points.
Oh,
And
too far.
who would she? Well,
Garrett Wilson, 23.9. And if she put him in over Ayuk, 1. If she put him in over Mike Evans, 1.
Yeah, that's big.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you. I need to start getting one.
You need to trade in your Jets apparel, please. They've called and asked for it back. And then the Ravens on my bench at 7, but obviously they didn't outscore my guys, so not put them. No.
Mm-hmm.
Most efficient manager, which this is an interesting one. I'll let you
Yeah.
get into this one a little bit.
No, because I was against Justine, so funny enough, my brother mentioned this to me the other day. He was like, I don't like when you talk about most efficient manager because you're not taking into account that, which I don't know if this is always the case, but in this case, Justine had no one on her bench. She had 2 open spots,
Yep.
2 players out, 1 player not even signed to a team.
She got OBJ.
No, and I gotta check. Melvin Gordon.
Oh.
And then her backup QB, which didn't outscore her regular QBs. So it's the only one that actually played into this. So yeah, you're gonna get most efficient manager when you have no one on your team on your
Very
bench.
true. Very true. I did not notice that. That's my fault. Least efficient manager. Funny enough, Andrew Prue, who whipped up on me.
Well, he left that 30 points on the bench
and would have scored over 200. I think that would have been the first time this year anybody's cracked 200.
Mm-hmm. We've had a few times where the max points were over 200,
Yep.
but no one's ever actually cracked it.
Yep. Highest points in a loss. Christina, leaving her own squad on the bench, 153.82, losing to Steiger at 161.54, just barely inching out Nat over Justine as far as close game.
Yeah, I noticed that. So lowest points in a win, keyword being
In a win.
in win.
Yeah.
Myself 121.92 over Justine's 113.48.
Yep. And then biggest blowout, Prue over me, 162.36 versus 118. Very interesting. Last week, I believe I was number 1 in scoring, and then this week I'm number 7.
What do we number 1 in score? Oh, like for the week?
Yeah.
Almost number 8.
That's why I said number 7. Number 7.
Narrow victory. We mentioned Steiger over Christina, which, like I said, I thought mine was 7.5. No, mine was 8.5. Yours was his
Hers
was
7.5.
7.
Yeah.
So close games.
Overachiever, Prue, scoring 20 points more than his projection.
Overachiever, but least efficient manager.
Yeah.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah.
Then you got underachiever, Mr. Chris Stacks himself, projected 154, only scored 118.88.
Yeah. Alvin Kamara, Tyson Hill,
You mean Super Camario?
is negative Camario.
I don't know what you're going for here, man.
Something that's not good.
He had one of the green mushrooms.
Yes.
No, wait, no.
No.
Green was the extra life.
Yeah. The red was the grow, and then I don't know. He got hit by a fireball.
Yeah, there you go.
And then again, team performance. As you said, who was it? Nobody did great this week. I mean, your brother was good, 95%, but his max was 161, so that's low for him.
Even his max wouldn't have beat King's Jester's
Right.
actual number.
Replacements, 90.8, and
Actually,
not too far off.
Be back 0.1 Steiger's number.
Mine was terrible. Belichick, obviously in the hundreds, but there's nobody on the bench. So it was a very interesting week when you look at that part. And obviously we're not going to go over the upcoming games, but just to give you an idea, down here, where am I going? Team 3 tight ends, still in the lead. Jesters in second now alone, scoring less points than me, by the way. Me in third. The replacements in fourth alone.
For now.
Champ in fifth, tied with Nate the Great, moving up to sixth. Belichick yourself in seventh, and Steiger actually, he's in eighth, but he's only a game away from seventh. He's 2 games out of tied for fifth, and he's 3 games out of the playoffs with 3 weeks left.
So, but if he wins, I don't know if he wins out, he'll be 6-9.
It would really depends on who everyone plays.
Else, yeah. So I haven't looked at the schedule like that
So
because I still need to determine if I could make it in.
Depending on how the playoffs ranked out, if it was Will, Prue, and myself that won out, and then the right people lost, he could actually get fourth. And he has the team to do it.
Honestly, that's still a long shot because replacements
Actually,
alone
no.
is 6-6, so that would be 6-9 if
It
he
would be
loses
tied,
out.
and the points would probably be less.
It depends on what he scores and what
You would have to
what
outscore him by 30 plus each week.
Yeah. So possible, yes.
probable.
Probable, no.
But just saying there's a chance.
There's a chance.
But, ladies and gents, waiver wire tonight. This is a big week. 3 weeks left, so I don't recommend missing it. I did it myself last week. Will noticed, funny enough, that the majority of us did not hit the waiver wire last week until right after.
Wait, hold on a sec. We haven't gone over the games, matchups.
Oh, who won and who lost?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
We won't go into detail because this has already been a decently long episode. But Steiger, I mean, we mentioned them during the points. We got Steiger beat Champ. Key notables would be Josh Allen Cousins, but Josh Jacobs on Steiger's side. And even JTT didn't outdo his performance by a lot, but did his job and then some.
Yep. 100%.
And then obviously we mentioned Higgins on his bench and Schultz on his bench.
Yeah, decent amount of points on the bench right there.
Anything else you want to mention?
Garrett Wilson. Again, Garrett Wilson on the bench. Not something I highly recommend.
Yeah. Maybe she wasn't sure about Mike White.
I don't care. It's Garrett Wilson.
she had a lot of faith in Zach Wilson.
I see that. Nate the Great overcoming Belichick yourself, both low-scoring teams this week. Lamar, like you said, just under projection, but good enough. Kyler Murray, I was worried he wasn't going to play at all, so not terrible. Dak,
great.
Which I was worried about going into the week. They ran the ball a lot.
Yeah.
He didn't. He threw at the end zone to the tight ends, but other than that, they ran the ball. Mm-hmm. And Zeke was eating. Aaron Jones, he came to play. There was a couple other people. Obviously, you had Boyd, Gabe, Cook, all terrible.
Njoku.
Drake, terrible. Higbee, terrible. And Njoku did well, 11.4 for a tight end. I'll take that every single week.
And that touchdown catch.
Yep.
My kicker, 11,
and
her.
Yeah, both kickers.
Yeah.
If you're going against Tucker, it sucks because he's going to kick field goals. And then obviously the big one here, 49ers.
Yep.
17 points. That's anytime you get your defense to score 15 or more, that's a massive, massive boost.
It's one of the top scorers on my team.
Yeah, exactly.
Then you got Will versus Tebow. You got Burrow underperforming, but did his job. Lawrence overperforming, 22.94.
Yep.
Mahomes underperforming.
Yeah.
Significantly. Same. Both his QBs, Russell Wilson and Mahomes.
Wilson's terrible.
Chubb came to play.
Yep.
Like I said, forced that touchdown in overtime. Barkley, just about doing his job. I don't remember, was Barkley the one I said do a little more or do a little less?
I thought you said a little more. But
I thought I said a little more too. But Waddle, you said that they wouldn't be throwing a lot, which so 11 points.
Ramondre, just over his projection, but with Damian Harris potentially out again, that could be boosting him going into the next week.
We say just over, but it's 15.7 over 12, so that's still a 25% increase on projection, which is significant.
True.
St. Brown, double his projection.
Double. Dulcich, I didn't expect a lot.
Kenneth Walker's been doing well.
Yep, Kenneth Walker is a beast. He's a beast for a rookie.
DK Metcalf didn't work.
Jeff Wilson, I know it's under his projection, but still, he's a late season pickup. That's not bad at all. Chiefs with 11, and then notables on the bench. Samaje Perine. Ooh, Samaje Perine on the bench. I had to bench his ass too.
I saw that too.
Allen, Christian Watson. Christian Watson. I want to play Christian Watson over Antonio Gibson. I think in a heartbeat.
Oh, you're looking on the set. I was remember that was not Watson. I think didn't we talk about this? Didn't I mention this the other day?
20 points. Christian Watson over Gibson. That would have been a 13-point swing.
I think it was on the last episode.
39. Oh, he would have still lost, but only by a little bit. But I would have played Christian Watson. That's just me.
And we got your game up here, which you had Tua in. I know you were about Tua, which he did 3 under.
Yep.
Not that it would have made a difference for anything for you.
No, I mean, his whole team went off except for Travis Etienne.
Hurst did well. Herbert did well. Carr did very well. Etienne didn't do anything.
But Kamara didn't do anything either. So
yeah,
it's not like he made up for it.
But 1.7 difference.
Yeah.
So balanced
One
out.
played the whole game. One didn't barely play.
Yeah.
2 carries.
Montgomery, I know you said he was do great because Fields was out and he didn't do much.
And he did enough.
He didn't do poorly, but 14 carries, 29 yards.
He just didn't score. If he scored, it would be a completely different game.
You're right. You're absolutely Derrick Henry,
I expected him to go off, and he didn't.
he got a fumble actually. I remember that.
That's
fumble.
what it was. Yeah, that hurt him.
Kind of hurt his momentum. Godwin, great game.
Phenomenal.
Diggs did his game. Did good. Which is good.
When your projection is 18.
Yeah. So 17.7. So he did like 0.9 under.
Yeah.
So Pittman did well. Lamb did his projection basically.
I said that going in too.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Taysom Hill under.
That one killed me.
Hopkinson did well.
That one hurt me.
Yeah. Najee. Well, let's talk about Najee for a second.
Oh my goodness, Prue. Just drop Najee, please, because if you have him on your team and in your starting lineup, he's screwed.
Yeah. You're doing this to Najee.
Yeah, you're hurting Najee. You disrespected
If you love him,
Najee,
let him go.
You disrespected Najee, and now every time you play him, he gets hurt. It's not fair to Najee. He's a great guy.
And you got Pierce over here on your team.
So Miami's defense played great. The Houston offense didn't play great, and when they get behind, they get flustered. So if they can get him going in the beginning of the game, he has a great game. If they can't, he has a terrible game. So I'm either going to be set with him moving forward, or it's going to be terrible. I'm not sure yet.
We'll see. I mean, we'll see what kind of difference it makes with Watson behind the ball.
Right, and then when James Conner does an extra 50% above his projection, Harrison Butker kicks for 14. Like, he didn't have a whole lot of bad people this week.
I mean, the worst was ETN, who got hurt.
Right.
So he ended up, like I said, top scorer of the week.
Yep.
Even with
And he left Treylon Burks on the bench.
Miles Sanders on the
DJ
bench.
Moore on the bench. Miles Sanders on the bench. Yeah, his team was ready this week. His team was ready this week. My team took the week
Imagine
off.
if he had Sanders in over ETN.
I know. He would have scored 191 points.
No, 99.
How
No,
much?
sorry, 91. You're right.
Yeah.
I apologize. 91. Yeah, insane.
Yeah.
But
great.
That's it for this week.
Great job to those who took it this week. Steiger, way to come back. You know,
Keep it up.
having
I
a
need
terrible,
you to play spoiler
having a
here.
terrible beginning of the season when nobody is expecting it. But
Yeah.
even though he's been down, he hasn't quit. He hasn't given up, and his team's coming around.
Which I talked to him the other day. He was like, "Whatever you need, buddy." You know that's how Steiger is.
But as I said, ladies and gents, three weeks left before the playoffs. The fourth position is wide open, and you could argue that 2 and 3 are still pretty malleable. I would say 1 is pretty much locked up unless something really bad happens.
Even if he's 10-2 right now.
Yeah.
So he'd be 10-3, 5. If I did the weeks instead of adding it to the
You
two.
work in finance.
So 10-5. Who's gonna catch up to that?
Well, either one of us would have to win out.
You'd have to win
that's the
out,
only
and
way.
it would just take first place. But
Oh, yeah,
he's
yeah.
locked in for the playoffs.
Oh no, I'm not saying that.
100%. I know.
I was saying as far as the number 1 spot could still be flexible.
But the thing is, you guys need me in 4th place because I'm the only one that can beat my brother.
Oh my goodness. And that would be first round.
Exactly. No, I already looked that up.
That'd be first round. That'd be very
We
interesting.
need that Rodriguez defense.
But-
Mine's more powerful than his.
Tuesday, waiver wire. I'm going to get this posted as soon as I can. As soon as this goes up, get your waiver wire in so you don't forget. We've already had a few drops. Obviously, I threw Taysom Hill to the friggin' curb. And we got some great games in the NFL this week. We got some interesting matchups to go over for this week. We're not talking about those today. We got some interesting matchups though. I feel bad that Nate has to lose this week, but we will talk about that tomorrow or Thursday. I'll make sure I get it up as quick as possible. Ladies and gents, ready or not?
Football edition.
See you later this week.
Go Dolphins.